Hello my dear students, good morning to all of you. In today's session, we are going to discuss on a very important topic from exam point of view. So that is streamer theory of breakdown in the presence of a gaseous dielectric medium. Okay. As we already discussed in the previous session that basically in the first module we are studying about the various electrical phenomena, right? So the various electrical phenomena, like which are those? One, it is conduction phenomena is there, one more is the breakdown phenomena in the presence of dielectric mediums, is it right? So either it is a gaseous dielectric medium or it is liquid dielectric medium or it may be solid dielectric medium, is it right? So whatever the breakdown mechanism which we have studied in the presence of the gaseous dielectric medium, so that is well explained by the breakdown mechanism explained by the two theories itself. So which are those two theories? One is Townsend's theory and one more is the streamer theory itself, is it right? So the breakdown mechanism under the different conditions of the gaseous dielectric medium used itself. So what are the conditions we have considered in that? So the physical conditions of the gases, like gas pressure is there, one more is temperature as well as electrode field configuration, and one more factor is the nature of the electrode surface. So we are using a cathode as well as the anode, two electrodes it is there, whether it is a smooth surface or we can say uniformity in the electrode surface. So these are the conditions of what we had considered and the two theories has proposed, right? So that is in the previous class we have already discussed on the Townsend's theory of a breakdown mechanism in the presence of the gaseous dielectric medium, right? So now, so this streamer theory why it has proposed means certain things which cannot be, which fail to explained by the Townsend theory itself. So Townsend theory, it is having some drawbacks itself. So in order to overcome those drawbacks, streamer theory has been developed. Okay. So first we need to know what are the drawbacks of the Townsend's theory, right? So let's have what are the drawbacks of the Townsend's mechanism. Okay. So this is having certain drawbacks. The first thing is, according to the Townsend's theory, the current growth means the buildup of the high currents gets built up. Because of the high current only, the breakdown of the insulating or the dielectric medium, it is going to be gets failed, right? So that is the mainly the current growth, it is going to be occurs because of the process called it as a ionization process. According to Townsend, the current growth or buildup of the high currents, it's mainly because of the reason that which process, that is ionization process. Okay, as we already discussed about this ionization process, right? So ionization process means what? So here it is nothing but an atom or a molecule. Which atom or a molecule? Gaseous atom or the molecule which acquires the positive or negative charge. How it is going to be acquires that positive and negative charge? By gaining or losing the electrons during the collision process itself. So that process it is going to be called it as what? Ionization by collision, is it right? So Townsend what he had explained, so the current growth it is going to be occurs mainly because of the reason that which process? Ionization process. But when we see practically the current growth or the breakdown voltage, it is also depends upon or the function of two very important factors. The first one is the gas pressure and one more is the geometry of the gap itself. The gap in the sense that the distance between the two electrodes, cathode as well as the anode itself, is it right? So practically when we observe the breakdown voltage not only depends upon the ionization process, the current growth what it is going to be occurs, it is not only depends upon the ionization process. Practically when we are going to observe means the breakdown voltage, that is also depends upon the gas pressure and whichever the dielectric media, gaseous dielectric media what we are going to use in the two electrode system. Getting my point? So the gaseous dielectric media, for example, let us consider whether it is a nitrogen, air, it is going to be acts like a perfect insulator, is it right? So one more oxygen is there, carbon dioxide, one more sulfur hexafluoride. So these are the different dielectric medias. So getting my point, gaseous dielectric medias. So this breakdown voltage, it also depends upon the gas pressure as well as the geometry of the distance between the electrodes. Getting my point? So this is the first drawback of the Townsend's theory. Okay, next move on to second one. So Townsend mechanism, Townsend's theory, the breakdown mechanism, it is going to be occurs at a time difference, on how much time it is going to be takes means, so that is of order 10 raised to minus 5 seconds. But when we practically, when we are going to observe even a smaller time duration, even within lesser span of a time duration, the breakdown of the gaseous dielectric media takes place. So how much time it will take practically when we observe it, that is of the order 10 raised to minus 8 seconds. Getting my point? So this is also one of the drawback of a Townsend's theory. So next thing here. So during the breakdown, the Townsend mechanism predicts that whatever the breakdown means, what insulating media present between the two electrodes gets breakdown. Why it is going to be breakdown? When we apply the voltage, high voltage to the two electrode system. Getting my point? When we apply high voltage to the two electrode system, between these two electrodes there is a small distance. That distance will be covered with what? Gaseous dielectric media. Is it right? Okay. When we apply the high voltage, what will happen? The electrons are going to be starts moving from cathode to the anode itself. Is it right? So then what will happen? So the electrons, what they are going to be? The electrons starts moving from cathode and collides with the neutral gaseous molecules which are present between the two electrodes, right? So due to the ionization by collision process, some free electrons are going to be produced. Is it right? So nothing but, so when due to the application of the high voltage, the huge amount of the current will start flowing from cathode to the anode itself. So due to this current growth or buildup of the huge amount of the current, the insulating media between the electrodes gets breakdown. Getting my point? So once it is going to be gets breakdown of the insulating media, it is nothing but short circuit of the two electrodes. Is it right? The short circuit takes place between the two electrodes. Certain short circuit occurs means a strong electrical discharge. Electrical discharge, it is nothing but a strong conducting spark it is going to be produces. Getting my point? That strong conducting spark which is produced, so that strong conducting spark, or else we can call it as a electrical discharge also. Okay. So this discharge, according to Townsend's theory, this discharge which is of a very diffused manner. Okay. Diffused manner in the sense that the whatever the spark it is going to be produces, that will be in the nature of a diffused form. Diffused form in the sense that either it is a scattered or widely it is going to be spreading in nature. Okay. So, but in actual practice, if you observe the electrical discharge, so this will be of how it will be? It will be like a very filamentary and irregular in nature. Getting my point? So these are the three drawbacks of the Townsend's theory. So these these three drawbacks, the Townsend's mechanism, which are failed to explain all these above observed phenomena. Okay, so that is why the streamer theory has been developed by the three scientists. Who are those? So one is Rather and the Meek and Lowe. Independently, they have proposed the streamer theory in order to overcome these drawbacks of the Townsend's mechanism of breakdown. Okay, so let us study now streamer theory. Okay, see here. The basically here very important factors we should be very much clear here. So we'll come across the one is a avalanche, one more is the space charge effect. So let me clear these three things. The first one is the space charge. You need to know what exactly the space charge, and one more is so avalanche. Avalanche growth means what is exactly the avalanche growth? We need to know. And one more thing is that uniform applied electric field. So these are the three factors what I am going to use often and often in this explanation. So better first we'll try to clear what is space charge. Okay, the space charge, it is nothing but accumulation of the huge number of the charges itself. So what is that space charge? The space charge, it is nothing but the accumulation of number of free electrons will be more in that case. Is it right? So next one more is avalanche growth. Avalanche growth means what means? So number of free electrons, let us consider two electrode system. Between the two electrode system, gaseous medium will be present. When we apply the voltage, free electrons are going to be starts moving through the transmission medium. Transmission medium, it is nothing but the gaseous medium it is. Okay. The avalanche means what? Number of free electrons in a transmission medium, nothing but the gaseous medium, which are subjected to, these electrons are subjected to the what? Strong acceleration by the applied electric field. Okay, when we applying a voltage, nothing but we are applying the electrical field to the two electrode system. Okay, so when we apply the electric field to the electrode system, the free electrons are going to be accelerated, nothing but those are going to be moved in a very faster manner through which media? That is transmission media, nothing but the gaseous medium. Okay, strong number of free electrons in the transmission medium are subjected to the strong acceleration due to the because of the reason that application of the electrical field itself. This strongly accelerated electrons then collide with the other atoms of the gaseous medium. Okay, when they collide with the neutral gaseous molecules, then that results into what? Thereby ionizing the thereby ionization process takes place. Getting my point? And as a result, ionization by collision will get the some primary electrons along with the some amount of the energy it is going to be releases. Getting my point? So whatever the by the ionization by collision process, whatever the electrons are going to be released, primary electrons, again these primary electrons collides with the neutral gaseous molecule. So this process, it is like what? It is like a chain process, chain reaction, or it is, we can say, in a cyclical manner. So these, like this, the avalanche growth, it is going to be occurs between the two electrodes, nothing but the avalanche growth occurs in the gap of a two electrode system. Getting my point? So the space charge, it is nothing but the accumulation of huge number of the free particles, nothing but the electrons itself. Getting my point? So I hope what is space charge and what is avalanche. So everyone should be clear with these things. Okay. Okay. Let us start now. See here, the growth of charge carriers. When we apply a voltage to the two electrode system, the free electrons, the moment of the free electrons, nothing but the growing of the charge carriers. Okay, the growth in the charge carriers in an avalanche under the application of a uniform electrical field. So this is going to be described by how? Exponential of alpha into d itself. In the previous class, we have already discussed about the Townsend's theory. Is it right? So in that, n is equal to n naught of exponential of alpha into d it is there. Is it right? So that process, whatever the growth of charge carriers in the avalanche by the application of a uniform electric field. So that is going to be explained. How we have to explain? So by considering the equation, n is equal to n naught exponential of alpha into d it is there. Is it right? Where alpha it is nothing but what? That is the Townsend's primary ionization coefficient, and where d is the distance between the two electrodes. Which are those two electrodes? One is cathode is there, one more is anode is there. Is it right? So this exponential of alpha into d, so this condition, it is going to be valid till where the influence of space charge due to ions, if it is very small compared to what? Applied electric field. Getting my point? So according to the Townsend's theory, what condition we got? The Townsend's mechanism of breakdown, the exponential of alpha into d it is there. So this condition, it is going to be valid till where? So till the influence of a space charge due to the ions, if it is very small compared to what? Applied electric field. Getting my point? So that is the condition. It is going to be valid till the space charge due to ions, if it is very small compared to the applied electric field. Okay. See here, next what I told here, this streamer theory independently has been proposed by three scientists. Who are those? What are those names? So one is Rather is there, one more is Weak, and one more is the Loeb itself. Is it right? So according to Rather, what he has observed. Okay, let's see what according to the Rather, what exactly the streamer theory according to the rather, okay. So rather what he has observed, when the charge concentration means nothing but accumulation of the huge amount of the free electrons itself, is it right? So the charge concentration, if it was between 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8, so in that case what will happen? So the growth of avalanche becomes very weak itself. So according to Rather, what he is telling, when the charge concentration, if it is between 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8, in that case the avalanche growth will be very weak itself. Getting my point? So when the charge concentration, if it is more than 10 raised to 8, then what will happen? So when the charge concentration, if it is higher than 10 raised to 8, means the avalanche current, the current, nothing but the huge current growth, avalanche current, it is going to be increases very rapidly. The avalanche current will be steep rise in the avalanche current occurs when it is so, whenever the charge concentration, if it is more than the 10 raised to 8 itself. Okay. So now, if the avalanche current, if it is steep rise in the current occurs between the two electrodes, means what will happen? If the huge amount of the current, nothing but avalanche current, it is very high whenever the charge concentration is greater than the 10 raised to 8 itself. So in that case what will happen? Due to this increased amount of the current, the gaseous medium, nothing but dielectric medium between the electrodes, gets a breakdown. Is it right? So according to him, so one condition he has taken, when the charge concentration, if it is between 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8, means there is no problem of the breakdown. There is no breakdown of the gaseous dielectric medium. Whenever the charge concentration, if it is higher than the 10 raised to 8, means that results into a steep rise in the avalanche current. So due to this increased amount of the current, the dielectric media or the insulating media present between the two electrodes gets breakdown. Getting my point? So this is what according to the Rather itself. Okay. But the slow, can observe it here, the slow growth of the current which is going to be takes place at the lower charge concentration area, obviously, right? The slow growth of the avalanche current, it is going to be occurs in which region? The lower charge concentration region or the area itself. And one more thing is fast growth of the current, avalanche current, which is going to be occurs at the higher charge concentration area itself. Getting my point? So whatever the avalanche current, steep rise in this current occurs by considering the charge concentration between 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8. So that leads to what? Modification of the originally whatever the electric field which is applied to the two electrode system, and also will consider the space charge effect. So that is represented by P here. Getting my point? So next what we are going to study now. So this effect of avalanche current or the effect of current growth by considering the two reasons. One, it is low charge concentration area, and one more is the high charge concentration area. That will result that will helps to modify the whatever the originally applied uniform electric field as well as the space charge field itself. Okay, let us see now the electric field, how the electric field around the avalanche. Getting my point? Around the avalanche, along the gap, and whatever the modification it is going to be done in the applied electric field. Okay, see this diagram. So what it is there? This is the field distortion in the gap due to the effect of what? Space charge itself. So let us consider first, for the sake of simplicity, first what I am going to do here, the space charge at the head of the avalanche, it is assumed to be spherical volume itself. So see this diagram, these are the two plates, or we can say two electrodes, one it is cathode and one more is the anode is there. Is it right? So next what I had considered here, so the space charge effect we are considering by taking into consideration of this uniform applied electric field. Getting my point? So here the space charge at the head of this avalanche is assumed to have a spherical volume, and which is having the radius of r itself. Getting my point? So next thing it will be consist of what? Negative charge at its top and a positive charge at its the bottom itself. Keep it in mind. So first what I am considering here, for the sake of simplicity, the space charge at the head of the avalanche is assumed to be having the spherical volume, and this spherical volume which is having a radius of r, and it will be consist of negative charges as well as the positive charges. Where the negative charges are there? At its top, because of the reason that the above at the top of this avalanche head, the higher the electron mobility will be there. Mobility in the sense that freely electrons can move over there. At the top it will containing the negative charge at its top, because of the reason that higher electron mobility, and the bottom it will be consist of the positive charges. Getting my point? See here. So this is the applied electrical field here. So first thing here, at the bottom of this avalanche, nothing but positive charges. At the top in the sense that negative charges. Okay. So at the negative charges, because here in this region electron mobility will be higher in this case. So here, see here. So further, at the bottom of this avalanche, the electric field between the electrons and the ions, which reduces the applied electric field itself. Getting my point? So initially we are going to be applying the voltage between uniform electric field. It is applied between the two electrode system. This is the cathode and this is the anode here. So then what will happen? At the bottom of this avalanche, the electric field between the electrons and the ions, which reduces the applied electric field. So that is only we have represented here. Okay. Still further down means what will happen? The field between the cathode and the positive ions gets enhanced. Getting my point? Still further down means what will happen? The electric field between the cathode and the positive ions gets enhanced. Due to the enhancement of this field, what will happen? The field distortion occurs. Getting my point? The field distortion occurs and it is very prominent and it is noticeable. Getting my point? When the field distortion occurs means when the charge carrier number, that is n, if it is greater than 10 raised to 6 itself. Getting my point? According to the rather only, that only we have studied, is it right? Whenever the charge concentration, if it is between 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8 means there is no, because the avalanche effect will be very weaker in nature. That does not leads to the breakdown of the dielectric medium. Whenever the charge concentration, if it is more than the 10 raised to 8 means, then only the field distortion occurs, that results into a huge amount of the current growth, that results into a failure of the dielectric medium. Is it right? So that only we have seen now. So the field distortion occurs and it is very prominent and it is noticeable also. When it is noticeable, whenever the charge concentration, if it is more than 10 raised to 6 itself. Getting my point? So for example, let us consider one, so these two electrode system, this is the avalanche, it is there, is it right? So in between there is a small distance or the gap between these two electrodes. So this gap, it is completely filled with the gaseous dielectric media. So let us consider one example for a gaseous dielectric medium. Will consider as a nitrogen. Okay. So nitrogen, if you had considered as a gaseous medium between the two electrodes means it will, so the gas pressure which is of a 760 torr and the gap distance is of a 2 centimeters. So in that case, with this condition, the field distortion will be about only 1%. Getting my point? So what I had considered here, example which gas I had considered? That nitrogen gas, and which is having the pressure of how much? 760 torr, and what is the gap distance? That is 2 centimeters. Okay. So in that case, the field distortion will be of how much? That is of only 1%. So this 1% of field distortion over this entire gap will leads to what? Doubling the size of this avalanche. Keep it in mind. Getting my point? Even 1% of a field distortion, that results into the doubling of this avalanche size itself. Getting my point? So that is why whenever the charge density, whenever the charge concentration, when it approaches to 10 raised to 6 to 10 raised to 8, So then what will happen means the space charge field as well as the applied electrical field. So the magnitudes of the space charge field and the applied electric field are going to be same. Getting my point? So what I am telling here, so even the 1% of the field distortion over this entire gap, that leads to a doubling of this avalanche size I told here. Whenever the charge density or the charge concentration, if it is nearer to the, actually the range of charge concentration 10⁶ to 10⁸ it is there, is it right? When the charge concentration or the charge density in this avalanche, if it is approaches to 10⁸ means what will happen, the space charge field and the applied uniform electrical field magnitude, it is going to be match each other. Both the magnitudes will be same in this case. Okay, once the magnitudes are same, then what will happen, that leads to the initiation of a streamer. Getting my point? So once the magnitude of space charge field and the applied electrical fields matches each other means that results into a initiation of the streamer itself. Getting my point? So that is why, according to the Rather, the charge concentration, if it is more than 10⁸ means the breakdown of the dielectric medium takes place, that results into a initiation of the streamer itself. Streamer, it is nothing but the spark discharge it is it right? So strong conducting spark it is going to be produced, nothing but the breakdown of the dielectric media, is it right? So this is all about according to Rather itself. Okay, so next thing here, the theories what they have proposed by Rather and Meek, it has shown that what they have shown, you can observe it here in this diagram. So when the avalanche in the gap, avalanche means it is a continuous growth of the, what it is, current growth, it is mainly because of the reason that avalanche process, when the avalanche in the gap, it reaches to the critical size. Critical size means then what will happen, the combined applied field and the space charge field causes the intense ionization. Getting my point? So due to this intense ionization process, the dielectric medium gets breakdown. Getting my point? So first thing is that according to this theory, avalanche in the gap, the size of the avalanche or the current growth, avalanche in the gap, if it reaches to the critical size means the combined effect of applied field as well as the space charge field which causes the intense ionization. Getting my point? Then what will happen, due to the intense ionization, the excitation of the gas particles where it will be present between the gap of the two electrodes, is it right? So that results into a excitation of a gas particles in front of the avalanche. Getting my point? So then once the gas particles are going to be gets excited means that results into a instantaneous recombination between positive as well as the electrons. Positive ions and electron recombination takes place between these two electrodes. Getting my point? So due to the recombination of the positive and the electrons, positive ions and electron, which releases the photons. Photons means it is nothing but the packet of energy that is represented by h nu itself, where h is nothing but the Planck's constant and nu is the velocity of the incident or the frequency of incident radiation itself, is it right? So first what I told here, the avalanche growth between the gap, if it reaches to the critical size means that results into a increased or the intense ionization. Due to this intense ionization, the excitation of the gas particles takes place. Getting my point? Once the gaseous particles gets excited means that results into a instantaneous recombination between the positive ions and the electrons. So this combination that releases the photons. Getting my point? So due to the effect of these photons, as a result we already discussed about, the electrons are going to be, secondary electrons are going to be released due to the impact of the photons. Getting my point? That results into a, once the positive ions and electron which releases the photons, which in turns produces what? Secondary electrons. By which process? ionization, photoionization process. Okay, so these secondary electrons under the influence of electrical field here, so again these secondary electrons which produces the secondary avalanches. Avalanches, it is nothing but the fast growth. It is number of free electrons are going to be subjected to strong acceleration by the uniform electrical field and then collide with the neutral gaseous molecules and results into a production of the some secondary electrons as well as the some amount of the energy it is going to be produces. Is it right? So this is all about the formation of a secondary avalanches due to the photoionization process. Okay, so like this it is going to be occurs. So now on the basis of this experimental observation, so rather proposed one empirical expression in the spark this streamer, that initiation of the streamer, how it is going to be takes place. So when it will takes place, whenever the avalanche reaches its critical size itself. So that will be given by a equation, that is alpha xc is equal to 17.7 plus ln of xc plus ln of er divided by E itself. Er, it is nothing but the by spherical avalanche applied uniform electrical field it is it right? So here xc, it is nothing but the length of the avalanche, alpha, it is nothing but the Townsend's first ionization coefficient it is. Okay, where er is nothing but the space charge field it is, getting my point, and E is the applied uniform electric field it is, getting the difference between these two. So now so this condition, whenever this condition it is going to be valid, so this condition is from what? Transition from this avalanche to the streamer. So let us assume that for that, in that case, this avalanche, it is completely transformed into the streamer. When it is going to be occurs means whenever the space charge field, it is completely approaches, or the magnitude of space charge field as well as the applied field which is of a same magnitude. So nothing but what we can consider it now, E is equal to ER now. Then only this avalanche, it is transferred into transition from avalanche to the streamer takes place. Getting my point? So both the magnitudes of the space charge field and the applied electrical fields are of a same magnitude. So now shall I take E is equal to ER now? So this I had taken here. Next thing here, suppose when we take E is equal to ER means this equation how will write now? E is equal to ER means E divided by E ln of 1, it will be 0 here. So how will write now? Alpha xc is equal to 17.7 plus ln of xc. Getting my point? So this transition from avalanche to streamer, it will takes place when it will happen? Whenever the space charge field that is represented by ER, if it is having the same magnitude as that of the applied electrical field that is represented by E. Getting a point? So when these two magnitudes are of a same, then only this avalanche, transition from avalanche to streamer takes place. So in that case, if it is E is equal to ER means, so that only I had substituted in this equation. When we substituted E here means this will be ln of 1 here. Ln of 1 it is 0 here. Then this equation it is reduced to what? Alpha xc is equal to 17.7 plus ln of xc. Getting? So now, so the minimum breakdown value for a uniform field, so by the streamer mechanism, it is going to be obtained. How it will obtain? Just by assuming whenever the streamer avalanche transition from this avalanche to streamer occurs, whenever the distance between the electrodes, getting my point? The distance between the electrodes, it is represented by a small d itself. Is it right? So this small d, the distance between the electrodes, when it reaches to the critical length of a avalanche. Suppose what we are assuming now, if the critical length of the avalanche, if it is equals to the distance between the two electrodes, then how we'll write this equation? So in that case only the transition from avalanche to streamer takes place. Okay. So this is according to Rather itself. Then again Meek, one more scientist, independently, all three scientists are independently proposed the streamer theory. According to the Meek, he has proposed the one empirical formula here. So this formula, what it will give, the field ER. Field ER means what it is? This is the space charge field it is there. Getting my point? And also by considering the spherical value, it will be having a radius of R itself. So that only he has taken into consideration, and he has given a one formula, what it is, ER is equal to 5.27 into 10 raised to minus 7 alpha into exponential of alpha into x here, because alpha into d it is there. What we have assumed now, this d, if it is approaches to the length of a avalanche represented by critical length of avalanche, it is represented by xc. Instead of this d, shall I take x now? So that only I have taken here, alpha exponential of alpha into x divided by p raised to 1 by 2 here. That Meek has taken into consideration of the effect of space charge field as well as the radius of the spherical value, and one more is the gas pressure. Getting my point? So where alpha is the Townsend's first ionization coefficient and P is the gas pressure in terms of torque, and X is nothing but the distance to which the streamer has extended in the gap. Don't get confused. Small d is the distance between the two electrodes, and x is nothing but what? X is the how extend the streamer has extended in the gap itself. The distance to which streamer has extended in the gap. Getting my point? So this is how according to the Meek. So the breakdown, the voltage, it is going to be obtained. When it will obtain? Whenever the space charge field, that is ER, will be equal to the applied electrical field itself. And one more condition, whenever the distance, the x, it is nothing but this is the distance how much streamer has extended in the gap itself. If it is x is equal to d, means this equation we can modify. So the simplified equation, it is like this: alpha d plus ln of alpha divided by p, this will be equal to 14.5 plus ln of E divided by P plus 1 by 2 ln of D divided by P here. Getting my point? So what are the factors we had considered in this? According to the Townsend's theory, the current growth, it is going to be occurs mainly because of the reason that ionization process. But practically when we observe it, the breakdown voltage, it will also be depends upon the gas pressure as well as the geometry of the gap itself. So now in this streamer theory, we have taken into consideration of what? The geometry of the gap as well as this pressure, the gas pressure, the gaseous medium present between the electrode. For example, what I had considered? Nitrogen gas. Is it right? So the gas pressure also we have taken into consideration, and alpha is the Townsend's primary ionization coefficient and D is the distance between the two electrodes. Getting my point? All the factors we have considered and explained the streamer theory itself. So this is all about streamer theory. So nothing much in this case. First we need to write the what are the drawbacks of the Townsend's theory. After this, in order to overcome these drawbacks, the streamer theory has been proposed by the three scientists. So one is Rather, Meek and Loeb. Independently they have proposed the streamer theory. Okay. So this drawbacks we have overcome with the help of the streamer theory. This is clear to all of you.